The Sharvol S1 Tactical Rechargeable Flashlight. Sharvol contacted me and said, hey, would you be interested in reviewing our flashlight? And I said, well, I'm not familiar with you guys or your lights, but I'm always happy to check out new stuff, so send it to me. Let's have a look. I had looked up some stuff on their lights because, again, not familiar with it, and my initial impressions, which I also said to them, was, hey, I think this is a really expensive light at $98, and I feel like there's some other companies like ThruNite and Olight and Phoenix that people can get similar brightness for maybe 2/3 the price, so why are people going to come buy your light over those? And they said, well, we think it's a great product. So I said, okay, well, let's take a look. So it arrived, and I got it, and my initial impressions, still certainly that it is very expensive at $98. However, this light is built like a tank. It is overbuilt, I would say, in a good way. If you needed to beat someone over the head with this thing, you're gonna be able to do that. The light, it's not a lightweight light. It weighs in at 6.6 ounces. So it's not something you're gonna carry lightly in your pocket, but it is a super tough, overbuilt light. Other lights are IPX8 rated, as people know, and maybe people don't understand how that rating system works. It's IPX8, those two digits, the X and the 8, stand for the solid or dust resistance, and then the second digit is water resistance. Most lights are IPX8. The X means they weren't tested for dust, and then the 8 is the highest level of water. This light is IP68, and IP68 is the highest level for both dust, the 6, and water resistance, the 8. So this light, they tested to the maximum of both standards of it. So it's built super tough. And then also some other stuff that kind of contributes to the price of this light is that it comes with a battery, like a lot of lights do, but the battery in this light is a 21700 battery. And 21700 batteries are more powerful, higher energy than the 18650 that a lot of people are familiar with. This is a 5000 milliamp hour battery they include with it. And if you look up these batteries on Amazon, these batteries by themselves are $25. So that's certainly going to contribute to the price of the light as well. So some extra places where this light, I think, is more expensive, but you can kind of see some of the price in the way that the light was built, in the extra battery power that it comes with. Up in the front of it, there is an extra deep smooth reflector, which is going to help with the throw distance of what they say is 994 feet or 303 meters. And the way I usually convert that into a meaningful distance is I simply change the number of meters and just replace meters with feet. No math involved. So 303 meters becomes 303 feet. So kind of the useful distance of this light, football field or a little bit more, it kind of depends on how the night is, how much particulate matter is in the air. But this light has a nice focused hot spot, and it is going to give a good amount of throw when you take it outside and need to shine it for some decent distances. The pocket clip is really the only place that I have issues with. And I mentioned this also to them before I got it. And my issue with it is that there's a decent amount of space up here under the clip, but when it comes down here, you can see that it folds up and then back down. And my concern was that there was not going to be a lot of space under the clip right here, and that when you're putting that in and out of your pocket, that it is going to cause some wear from right there, from that rubbing in and out of the pocket of your pants or wherever you're carrying it. And sure enough, I think that is the case with repeated wear in and out of your pants. That may wear on it. So I think this pocket clip does need to be redesigned to where it comes up here and then just stops, or maybe take some needle nose pliers and bend that up. The pocket clip does come off if you're so inclined, and you can also move it around the light. I think the easiest way to use this pocket clip when you're carrying it is to move the pocket clip so it is right down from that neck switch. Because sometimes if you're carrying it and you're who knows where, and you're in the dark and you're trying to find that neck switch and you're kind of feeling around, and you can eventually feel it, but I think it's easiest if you can index that pocket clip right along from that switch. That way, when you're carrying it, you can say, oh, there's the pocket clip, and that switch is going to be right there for changing the modes. The way this light functions on the back here, it's a forward click design tail button, so you can half press it for momentary on or full press it to get on. And then there are 5 brightness modes, which you control by the next switch here. 50 lumens for 82 hours, 150 lumens for 28 hours, 400 lumens for 18 hours, 850 for 13 hours, and it will do a big throw 1900 lumens. My hand is getting hot here. For a long 4.5 hours. And again, that goes from that big battery that they have inside there. It does put out a lot of heat on my hand right here. From here, if you long press it, it will go into the strobe. on here. The strobe alternates back and forth between the slow and the fast strobe, and then you can get back there. Turn it off. It does have mode memory, so whatever mode you turn it off on, full brightness, off, back on, it will come on to that full brightness. It does have a charging indicator, and that is this neck button right here. When you turn it on, it will show a color for 5 seconds. Solid green means that's greater than 85% charged. If it's flashing green, means it's 50 to 85%. Solid red, 25 to 50%, and flashing red means it's less than 25%, and you ought to charge it. It is rechargeable, as I mentioned, and that is right here. There's a port right here that you can flip up and put in a USB-C cable, which they include, or you can use your own. And then that seals back down to get that water rating. Some other stuff that I think helps contribute a little bit to the cost of the light is that it comes with this pretty nice kind of ballistic nylon case here. And on the inside here, it comes with a couple things. It comes with a belt clip case. And I will say, I don't use belt clip cases, but this, as far as I've seen a lot of them, it's a nice nylon. And I will say that this, I think, may be a little bit nicer than the average case I've seen on a lot of lights. I feel like this nylon is a little bit stiffer, a little bit more robust. The light will go down in here, and then you can seal it there, and the light's in there. On the back, this will open up. You can fit this over an 1.5-inch belt right here, and then cinch it down and snap it in place. On the sides here, there are these little pieces of stretchy material here that you could put some extra batteries in. Do you need to carry extra 5,000 milliamp hour batteries? Maybe not. Maybe it kind of depends on how you're using this and how you're carrying it, but there is some space for some extra stuff on both sides you can carry there. Also down in the case here, when you get the light, the battery comes in this case. And I initially thought, kind of as a cost-saving thing, you're probably going to throw a lot of this out. You're not going to use this case for the most part, so maybe they don't need to include some of this to save some money. But when you buy these batteries separately, they come in these cases, so maybe that's just the way they got it, and they passed on that case to you. Some other stuff they included with it, they do include a USB-C cable. You just need to find your own plug. Again, most people probably have a USB-C cable, so maybe they could leave this out, but to include the full package, they have thrown this in as well, just in case you don't have that. Also in here, some other stuff. They include one of these kind of bungee lanyards. So if you want to attach this to the light here in one of those lanyard spots, you could do that and then clip this to your belt. I feel like I see European cops with these sort of things attached to their guns. If you think you might drop the light, you could do that. Also includes an extra O-ring and then a regular lanyard. Again, if you're the lanyard type, it's a pretty heavy light, and maybe that might make it useful for putting this on your wrist. Again, you could feed this through here and then put this on your wrist, and then you can cinch this down right here to kind of lock it on your wrist. And then the box, kind of standard cardboard box with some stuff on it. So nice packaging. It's nice that they include this case, which is a pretty tough case, and you can use this case to keep kind of the extra accessories that it comes with it, but I feel like this case is probably going to be relegated to the closet. Taking this light outside, it will do that 50 lumens for a whopping 82 hours, and then it will ramp up all the way to that 1900 lumens, and it does that for a really long 4.5 hours, again, like I mentioned, because of that huge battery in there. It does have a really good amount of throw, again, kind of depending on how the night is, but it's got a good focus hotspot, so you're going to see a long way with that light. So it's good for searching, great for looking far distances, but again, if you just need 50 lumens, that's a nice distance for something up close as well. So my overall thoughts on this light now that I've had it for a while. My initial impression that it is an expensive light still stands. $98 is not a cheap light. However, as I've shown you, you do get a lot for your money with it. You get a really big battery, and that battery by itself is almost a third of the price if you're going to buy it by itself. And then the distance of this at 1900 lumens, it's got a huge throw distance and a long run time, again, because of that big battery. So is it worth $98? That's kind of up to you, but I will say that it is a quality light for the money. So I'll put some links down below. Check out this light from Sharvol, the S1 Tactical Rechargeable Flashlight.